Now that you know how to set up null and alternate hypotheses and to graph them on a distribution, knowing whether they're left-tailed, right-tailed, or two-tailed, you have to know how to decide whether to reject or fail to reject. And it basically comes down to this. You compare your p-value with your alpha level. Remember, this is your alpha level, or your significance level. If the p-value is less than or equal to alpha, that means you reject the null hypothesis. That means there is enough evidence to show that something unusual is going on. If your p-value is greater than alpha, then you fail to reject. There's nothing unusual going on. This table just kind of summarizes that. Let's put it into practice with this school. So back to the school that publicizes that a proportion of its students involved in extracurricular activities is 61%. Remember, our H naught was P was equal to 0.61, and our H alternative was P was not equal to 0.61. If you reject, okay, if you reject, that means that you make this kind of a statement. There is enough evidence to support the claim that 61% of students do not participate in extracurricular activities. If you fail to reject, then you would say there is enough evidence to say that 61% of students do participate in extracurricular activities. Looking at the car dealership one. Remember that null hypothesis was that the mean oil change time was greater than or equal to 15 minutes. And the alternate was that it was less than 15 minutes. If you reject, that means what you're saying is there is enough evidence to show that at this dealership, the oil change time is less than 15 minutes. If you fail to reject, that means there is not enough evidence to show that at this dealership, the oil change time is less than 15 minutes. That doesn't mean we can say that it's greater than or equal to 15 minutes. It means that we don't have enough evidence to show that it is not less than 15 minutes. And finally, the furnaces. Remember, the H naught was that the mean time was less than or equal to 18 years, and the alternate was that it was greater than 18 years. If we reject the H naught, remember each time what we're doing is we're rejecting H naught. I should put that in there. Rejecting H naught. If you reject H naught, then there is enough evidence to show that at this company, the mean life of furnaces is greater than 18 years. And if you fail to reject, what you're saying is there is not enough evidence to say, and all the rest is the same. Not enough evidence. So the steps for hypothesis testing is to state your claim. Decide what your null and alternate hypothesis is. Specify your level of significance. Determine what alpha is going to be. Draw the sampling distribution on a graph and decide whether it's left-tailed, right-tailed, or two-tailed. Then find that p-value, and based on the p-value, decide whether you reject or fail to reject. And then write that final statement based on what happens. So we're going to do that in the next video. We're going to go through a whole example.